Okay, let's go.
Welcome back to Purple Lipstick on a Pigskin Podcast 2026. I'm your quarterback, Shelly. Here at Purple Lipstick on a Pigskin Podcast, we are fueled by faith, hope, and love. Not only for our passion for the Minnesota Vikings, but for life. I'm still kissing the football. I hope you are kissing whoever you're with watching this podcast. Yes, 2026 already, mainly heading out with B-Flow, giving you some great stats because I am jazzed about his extension. That is a first great step for Minnesota this year, right? And then we'll talk about the quarterback situation because that never ends. And it's never going to end until they finally make that decision of who's going to hit the field this year. So here's some B-Flow stats. He's been with us 3 seasons. 19.2 points per game. Average, second fewest in the league. Okay, 5.1 yards per play average for the defense, 4th in the league. 105.4 rushing yards per game, 5th in the league. A league low 3.9 yards a rush average since 2023 when he's been with us. 147 plays of 20 plus yards over 3 seasons, the fewest league wide. Now you know why other teams wanted him and why the Wilf organization, the owners probably stepped up to the plate, KOC, and gave him a great extension opportunity here. So we're psyched. Let's go B-Flow. All right. Now, quarterback talk. It's never going to stop. JJ's injuries. And I think that's one of the biggest concerns. Not that he probably has the potential to now this year, if he can play a full season, to be really good. Because yes, he is young. And yes, we took him high in the draft in the first round. We got to groom a talented young quarterback and make it happen for us. That's something we've wanted. We finally got it. So I think we have to be a little patient. It's a virtue with JJ. But we also have to bring in the competition.
All right, so Kyle Rudolph, he was chopping it up with Kay Adams, and obviously Kay was going to ask him about the Vikings quarterback plan. And Kyle Rudolph had a pretty obvious take around it. And this is what he had to say, saying, I think they have to bring in a veteran to compete with JJ. I think it's a big mistake last year just handing over the reins and not having a veteran to compete with them. And Kyle Rudolph, he's been saying what we have all been saying. Like, that's why it drove me crazy. Even though last year, yes, I was probably wrong about it in saying the Vikings should move off Sam Darnold, go to J.J. McCarthy, but I was so infuriated with the Vikings' plan at the backup quarterback spot because they didn't have a plan. They just neglected that position, a guy that was coming off a torn meniscus, 22 years old, and then the Vikings organization just said, hey, we'll value the comp pick formula over potentially getting a high-end backup, and that ended up being the biggest reason why the Vikings did not make the playoffs.
Is JJ automatically the number 1 quarterback this season? Absolutely no. So as far as like a backup at number 2, how does Kirk Cousins sound to you? I mean, most people are like, no, don't want him back, don't want him back. But he's one of the top 5 kind of that people are talking about. What about Malik Willis from Green Bay? Although I think Malik, he's looking at a number 1. He's not looking at a number 2, okay? The thing is, too, when you look at all these other young quarterbacks over the league, and they're like in their 2nd year or 3rd, some were drafted in the same draft as J.J. McCarthy, and you look at what they're doing now. You know, look at Caleb Williams, okay, with the Bears. Phenomenal year this year, okay? Then you got, unfortunately, Bo Nix, who's now injured. That's a shame. I feel bad for Bo, man. Could be going into the Super Bowl now with a backup quarterback. I don't know if that's going to happen. But you look at the Bo Nix. You look at the quarterback May over in New England, right? I mean, wow, these young quarterbacks, and man, they are doing it. So it gets frustrating for Viking fans when we draft one high and all this is going on. J.J. McCarthy, you have to stay healthy. Let's talk a little bit about the draft, okay? We are choosing 18 in the first round. Mainly what I'm seeing is cornerback. They're looking at drafting a solid cornerback. There's a couple out there that they really got their eye on, which I think is a good pick. Also, they're looking at safety, running back, and an interior D-line, right? I think, too, I'm a real trenches girl. So, O-line, I think, too, after what was going on this year. And at center, got a few concerns. We got to be looking at something solid in that O-line, right? Can't have a rotating O-line like that. So the draft should be fun. We have 8 selections, which is a lot. So a lot can happen with trading up or trading down or, whatever the Vikes end up doing. But we have 8 selections. We have the first round, second, third, 5th, 6th, and 3 in the 7th. So we got a nice draft load coming up here. So you got to get excited about that. A quick note on Jordan Addison. If you've heard, he was arrested down in Florida for trespassing charges at a casino, and heard today that the charges were dropped.
Tweeting this out earlier on this morning, saying charges will not be filed against Vikings wide receiver Jordan Addison. According to his agent, Addison was assisted by attorney Brian Packett, of Younger Associations. Tell me Addison will now prepare for filing of a civil claim arising from the alleged wrongful arrest. So good news there. As was the exact quote from Addison's attorney, Brian Packett, saying, "We are thrilled we were able to bring the truth to light quickly. This poor young man's name was being dragged through the mud over frivolous allegations and absolutely zero smoke or fire. He did nothing wrong, legally, and thankfully, the state was diligent in realizing this as soon as they did."
Okay, so no charges will be filed against Jordan Addison. Thank you, because that's huge again for Minnesota this year. Last year, he had that 3-game suspension from his DUI and that from the NFL. So if charges would have come down again this year, he probably would have had even a lengthier, maybe a 5-6 day suspension, which just would have killed us. 2026 for Purple Lipstick on a Pigskin podcast. We're going to be going all the way through hot topics, what's new, what's going on. Sometimes we might get a little controversial on some issues, but Skull Sisters, need you to join in, comment, tell us what you need, what you're looking for, what would be fun. We got a whole lot of good fun things that we're going to be focusing on this year. My little gold box surprises will probably continue later on in the year, doing some fun giveaways. I'm going to prompt some great guest interviews too coming along. And then we're going to go viral with the Purple Uma. And if you haven't heard about the Purple Uma, you comment below, give me your email or whatever you want to give me, and I'll contact you. I'll send it over to you, and then you get together with your girlfriends or your daughters, your sisters, whoever it is, and you get that Purple Uma over to me, and we're going to go viral in 2026. All right? So let's go now. I got a new Skull Sister call, and let's put on the official helmet, and let's go. Skull Sisters 2026. Skull Sisters 2026. 22 hit, 3 ham, 43 gink, 918, Super Bowl homegirls. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.